Listen to the pan. Feel the beating of the drum. I am your creation, the rhythm of salvation. A story lies inside of a people you will know. The story of my culture, a song of escape.
Can you get music out of these discarded oil drums? What is music? How is the soundscape of the colony?
My story is the story of Trinidad and Tobago. From the streets of Port of Spain is where I was born. Spanish, French, English, they rule over we people under colonial law. But from the silence grows a voice, the voice of we people.
Pan really emerges in the closing years of colonialism in the 1930s, when there's this big uprising in Trindad.
Under the English rule, it was very oppressive. They tried to take everything from us. Groups of youth doing whatever they could do to live.
Pan is born in the closing years of colonialism, but of course the colonial, both cultural and social influence is there.
I always remember just wanting to play the pan. It was loud, it was ours, and it was fun. I was just a child, but I wanted in.
The middle classes in the country inherited these biases against things produced by the working class, and particularly produced by that non-white working class, the cultural activities of that group. So that the pan has to face this climate of hostility. This new thing, this is noise. It's not music, it is noise. It's not music, this is not Mozart.
These guys might be called bad and they might be big men, but these guys are just musical. Every night, I looking at this going on and I'm loving it. I knew right then that I was going to be a part of it. I was going to play the pan.
From the streets I grew, and in the streets I go stay. Born from the sound of violence and big men who say, "You're a poor man's drum, no place for you here. And if my son dare play you drum, is the worst I go fear."
I was not allowed to get involved until I was in high school and had my first successful year in high school. Aspiring middle-class families did not allow their children to play the pan. It was taboo. The steelpan men were violent.
They were not gangs in the sense in which we understand gangs to mean now as these combines, these conglomerations that have as their specific purpose a criminal activity, where that noise is now being used as the reason for criminalizing a whole group of people. These people who are getting together to play music and the people who are following them, etc., weren't interested in a criminal activity.
My father found it one day under my bed and he put it outside on the sidewalk. And then he said, "If this ever come back inside this house, Your clothes will be the next thing.
Most working class parents have expectations for their children for social mobility.
You can't describe what it's like to be there with your band, finding the right sound, watching the people dance. We were childs, but we were good. We were told it was bad, but that made us love it more. You knew you were making people happy. But every party has to come to an end.
Mom saved up everything. She got us tickets to America, and then we were going north. North to Canada. I didn't want to go.
A paradise exists when I close my eyes. The setting sun, the flowing moon, the crystal waters. I see no paradise here. I see a sea of concrete, gray like the weather, gray like the people, gray like the culture. Oh, how I long for my Trinidad. Can I ever bring it here?
The pan had been developed, so by the time it got here, it was a recognized and an authentic, legitimate instrument, and therefore there's less difficulty in establishing the pan here than it had been in its homeland.
When I came over, I knew that this instrument could help. It was easy to start walking away, and it was fun for the children. So I started teaching. I worked with girls and boys, and I was in the ghettos and reserves. I gave those children a chance to have fun. And in the end, that's what it's always been about, having fun.
I didn't play again for a long time, but somehow, someway, I found a group and started playing again. After all those years, it was just like I was a child in Trindad again. I'm old now and it's hard sometimes, but I still play. Oh, I still play.
Listen to the pan. Feel the beating of the drum. I am your creation, the rhythm of salvation. A story lies inside of a people you will know. The story of my culture, a song of escape.